Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you the optimal VOD progression guide in Fish. So there's quite a lot of different routes you can take, sort of depending, but I'm just going to today show you sort of the optimal route, or some VODs you can swap out here and there, but let's just get into it. So obviously, as everyone knows, when you join the game, you're going to start off with the flimsy VOD. So this VOD right here. Now it's not the best VOD in the game, obviously it's literally the worst VOD in the game. But 0% low speed, 0% luck, 0 control, 0 resilience, it's rubbish, but it's just a starter VOD. Now after that, you are going to want to upgrade to the carbon VOD, which has a bit less low speed, but with luck, control, resilience and a max kg definitely helps quite a lot. Now that VOD can be bought just over in Moosewood for 2,000, so it's a bit of a jump, but yeah, it's definitely the best VOD. Just skip all these other rods and go straight to carbon. Now the next VOD I'm going to recommend is going to be the steady VOD. It has rubbish law speed, so I would definitely, here is when I would recommend putting a hasty enchant on it or something. Or if you're not quite at that level of the game, you are just going to have to accept the fact that it has rubbish law speed, but it does have really big shake buttons, so that is one good bonus about it. It has 35% luck, 0.5 control, 30% resilience, and a 100 kg max kg. Now the next VOD is the Depth Seeker VOD. Now this is a VOD that I don't even own because I sort of got the levels higher earlier on in the game, so this VOD's decently new because it's found in Atlantis. But let me just get there and I'll tell you a bit more about the VOD when we get there. Okay, so the next VOD is going to be the Depth Seeker VOD, which is only 40,000 credits, but it is a very decent VOD. Okay, so here are the stats. As we can see, it's got 55% law speed, 70% luck, 0.17 control, 25% resilience, 50,000 kg and a line distance of 50. Now, you are recommended to use hasty on this VOD just so you can insta-catch because the law speed is a little bit low. Now this is going to just get you through sort of the start bits of the game because obviously it's only 40k, and you can use this VOD to grind for the stuff for the next VOD, which is going to move on to the Trident VOD. Now if you don't know how to get the Trident VOD, I will be putting up a video soon about it, but it is... Now to get the Trident VOD, you are going to need to complete the Desolate Deep, I believe it is the Desolate Deep bestiary, and then you need, I believe, 5 enchant relics and then there's a door. I will be making a video on it soon, so once I've made it I'll leave it down in the description. But yeah, it's a pretty easy VOD to get. If you know someone that's already done it, they can open the door for you. And this VOD I would definitely recommend hasty because it makes the VOD a lot better. But this VOD has a very good passive which stabs the fish, which slows them down and creates a bit of progress done. Let's see if it stabs it here. See that? So it will freeze the fish and complete some of your progress bar for you. The control bar is really small, but it's a good enough rod to get you through. Now the next rod I would recommend is quite a big jump because it is the Rod of the Depths. I'll leave a link down below in the description of how to get Rod of the Depths, but yeah, that's one. I think it's 750k for that one, so it's a big jump, but that is probably one of the best start of like endgame rods you're going to get now. We're sort of moving into the endgame rods now, so it's starting to get a bit more serious. But this rod has probably got one of the best passives, I reckon. It's a little ghost where every 3 catches it will catch something for you from the area you're in, and it definitely does help. But also this rod just looks really cool, and the rod also has some really good stats with 65% law speed, 130% luck, 0.15 control, 10% resilience, 300k max kg, and yeah, it's just an all-around good rod. The only thing letting it down is probably the kg a little bit, because I mean at the minute we're not really seeing too many fish over that, so it's still going to be able to catch most fish in the game. But yeah, it's still a really decent good endgame rod. Okay, so the next best rod after the depth rod is going to be the Zeus rod. So let me just pull up the stats now because I don't actually own this rod because it came out after I'd already sort of hit better levels and already had better rods. Okay, so here we have the Zeus rod. It is found after completing the Zeus trial puzzle in Atlantis. It's 1,700,000 and it has, as you can see, pretty decent stats. 70% law speed, 70% luck, 0.15 control, 20% resilience, infinite kg, and a line distance of 70. Now, you're going to want either Blessed Song, which I know is quite a hard enchant to get, or Steady, or Hasty or Swift. So they're sort of the enchants that you're going to be wanting on them. Although if you don't want to use this rod, there is quite a lot of different rods you can use in this sort of stage of the game. So there's, like, I'd say 3 contenders here. You've got Zeus, No Life, or Heavens. So the passive for this is each catch offers a 10% chance to turn the nearby area into a thunderstorm that lasts for 5 minutes. This will double the effect of shakes and will mutate 95% of fish with the electric shock mutation. The remaining 5% will be mutated with charred. So yeah, this did just get fixed, and I would say this does make it better than Heaven's Rod now, because they've actually fixed this now. So this bit actually works to passive, and it just makes it a bit quicker when you're shaking, so it's going to be a lot easier to grind with. But after the Zeus rod, you can go for the No Life rod for levels if you want, just for the flex, or if you want, you can go for the Forgotten Fang, rod of the Forgotten Fang. So yeah, once you've sort of done that, the rod of the Forgotten Fang, I'd say, is a rod you're definitely going to want in your, especially just definitely going to want to have, because the rod of the Forgotten Fang is definitely going to be a rod that you're going to want to have, because it's just insane. After you've done 3 perfect catches with this rod, that doesn't have to be in a row, the 4th catch will spawn a shark out of the water, which will like have a fish in its mouth, and that fish will basically be better or the same like rarity as the fish you've just caught, which is sometimes really good for catching secrets, mythicals, or exotics. So it's definitely a good rod to have, and it's pretty good as well, like stats wise. It's 78% lure speed, 145% luck, 0.22 control, 25% resilience, and max kg is infinite. So that's another great rod. Now if you're sort of going for money, if you have watched my other videos, you will know this, the Ethereal prism rod, with many different enchants you can have on this rod. I mean, you've Sea King, Sea Overlord, the new enchant that you get from Moby, I think it's called Blessed Song or Song of the Deep. These are all great enchants to have, but this has a passive. There is a 50% chance to turn your fish into Prismize, which sells for 8x the value. Now that is insane. So this is why this rod is considered the best rod in the game for money. I will put a link to that in the comments below, so in the description below, sorry, on how to get this rod, and a whole video on this rod pretty much, because it's that good. And then obviously once you hit max level, or the current max level, you do get yourself the Seraphic rod. Now in terms of rods, this rod obviously, yeah, is just very good because of the passive, which I'll just show you now. It just, once you've shaken, which is very fast, it spawns this massive yellow beam which completes half the bar for you. Now I usually don't use this rod like all the time. I'll switch between the Ethereal prism rod and rod of the Forgotten Fang. I'd say they're the top 2 rods in the game at the minute, because obviously you've got the rod of the Forgotten Fang, which duplicates fish pretty much, and the Ethereal prism rod, which is just insane for money. But it all depends on what you're going for and what you're trying to do, depends on what rod you're using. But if they increase the level cap or add any more rods, I will do an updated guide to this. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if there's anything else you'd like me to add, or any tips or any questions you'd like to ask, put them down in the comments. And also don't forget that I will be hosting a giveaway at 100 subscribers for 2 sparkling shiny Nessies right here. 2 of these bad boys I will be giving away at 100 subscribers, and 5 to 10 secret or exotic fish. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share it with your friends, and hopefully you can be the owner of this beautiful fish.